You know how sad it is? We got budget cuts and I've got to record on the dang webcam, man. Alright, Alvin and the Chipmunks. We have talked about Alvin and the Chipmunks on this channel before. The original concept in cartoon, with David Seville, and the idea of pitching a voice up. Now, that is a really cool idea. For 1959, this is a stupid, like, only people in the 2000s would find something like this funny, and guess when the first movie came out? I do have a bit of an annoyance with these movies because I do think these are some of the biggest, easily, like you can tell they are cash grabs. They are nothing more but money makers to Fox, and that is just sad because you want to see something like this succeed, especially when you consider the cartoon is really good. Not one of my top tier 80s cartoons, but they even had a cute little movie called A Chipmunk's Adventure in 1989, and that was a really decent flick. It reminded me of the Saturday morning cartoons of the time. Now, I have talked about the first movie about 2 years ago now, and I remember saying I didn't really like it. Well, big shocker, I don't like any of these. But this is going to be the first one. I'm just going off of Q notes. So let's see what we got. Let's see what is in store with Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel. I'm gonna kill myself. We're back. We're back has to be one of the worst things you can say when you are Alvin and the Chipmunks. Okay, so they're performing with one of the single worst bands I think I've ever heard in my life. Are those leather jackets and bow ties? Who are you trying to impress? You trying to impress Harley Davidson and Weezer? Okay, so a big problem a lot of people have with these movies is the use of pop songs in them. And yeah, it's atrocious how they can't just come up with originality, but again, the original concept of Alvin and the Chipmunks is literally just pitching up someone's voice. So I guess it's not terribly annoying that there's just pop songs filling this soundtrack. What's annoying is how often they use them. I kid you not, there are like 5 or 6 songs within a 10-minute range, and it does not work because they are just songs that tie into nothing, and you'll see that in the near future. This can go two ways. So Alvin can catch a case because none of those girls look over 18, and they can catch a case because that's zoophilia, bitches! Okay, I don't think I really have to say this. The CG is atrocious in this. It's never looked good. Even in the later films, it never looked especially great. But I think in this one is one of the single worst looking. Next to probably the third one, which I remember didn't have the best CG either. What fucking igloo has a Bravia HD TV and surround sound speakers? Hey, get it? Because... shit!
I'm serious, Alvin. This is a charity benefit. It's not all about you.
Dave, the band is called Alvin and the fucking Chipmunks.
That Alvin pop-up in the background has to be one of the most terrifying things ever. Like, that is literally just looking behind you and the Antichrist is just staring at you. Okay, another problem I've had with these movies, alongside the CG, pop songs, and everything else about the movies, I cannot stand Jason Lee. I don't know if that was ever a thing. He was never my favorite part of anything he's been in. Outside of, My Name is Earl, I think that was the only thing that he was really good in, and he was really able to show that he had this talent, and he just did it so rarely, and I think that's why we just don't see him a lot anymore. I think the last thing I saw him in... the fuck was that? The last thing I even remember seeing him in was the Jay and Silent Bob reboot, which was also not a very good movie. Alvin! He said the thing. No, I can't do it again.
I want to talk to my boys.
Of course Jason Lee wanted to be out of this movie. Who wouldn't want to be out of this movie? I mean, come on. We have the talent already CG'd in, you know? Animation, modeling, blender.
The one who sends us those metal bucket packets of yummy popcorn for Christmas.
Of course this bitch talking about food. Nah, I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I always hated this bitch Theodore. Oh, dude, this guy pissed me off in the first one, and he pisses me off here, dude. I can't wait to fillet this bitch.
Any ideas on how we find Aunt Jackie?
Oh, of course. Dude, he's making it too easy, bro. This dude is smelling the cookies to find Aunt Jackie. Why don't you smell her fucking cooch?
Oh, dear.
What is Shazam doing here? He really could have just... he couldn't say, I gotta film Chuck? Like, what is bro doing here? And you get the idea, he's supposed to be a replacement Dave, which anybody replacing Jason Lee is an upgrade, but still.
Huh, what? What happened?
The boys.
Two things. Bro's got the Nintendo DS, and what game had the SNES sound effects on the Nintendo DS? Bro is not playing Pokemon Black. And also, what is that shirt? Who the fuck wears a shirt that just says... It's just the outline of the United States. Who's in their right mind? At least take out Ohio, man.
I'm fine, don't
Damn, as I said, they have killed 2 people off in the span of the first 7 minutes. And let me give you all a rundown of what happened in that 7 minutes. The Chipmunks have an established music career, which we never talked about that at the end of the movie. Jason Lee gets off, the Chipmunks go to the airport, they meet Aunt Jackie and Zachary Levi, Aunt Jackie gets off, and now we're here at the 7-minute mark. That much has happened, and I feel like that is why these films never really caught on for kids, because they go way too fast. You know, given the 7-minute track record, that image of the Chipmunks on the no-fly list is making a lot of sense.
The fridge is definitely not filled with human meat.
I took care of my cat. Until he ran away.
You know, weirdly remember that line. That line, of all the lines in this movie, is actually significant. It's about as significant as my arthritis, but it still shows up.
You know, Dave's gone.
Gone? Who's gonna feed me my 20 meals a day?
God, I hate this dude.
Holla! The cheese balls are in his house. Well, you can tell.
Fucking what? What part of cheese balls, cheddar spheres, correlates to the Bee Gees? You are not John Travolta.
Alvin, I really need to focus right now because I am one knockout away from my heavyweight title.
This dude... Okay, so he's not playing Punch-Out because he has an Xbox 360 controller. So that means this dude is playing the EA MMA games. Like, you are already immediately bottom of the gamer chain by playing any EA sports game. Somehow you're lower when you play the one that EA doesn't make anymore. At least play FIFA. You're getting some kind of experience out of that.
Who needs Toby, Theodore?
Wait, his name's Toby? Oh, God. He's getting lower and lower on that gamer chain. Pretty soon, he'll be at Ground Zero Overwatch players.
I had a nightmare.
Oh, the nightmares. I hate the nightmares.
This dude Theodore pisses me off, dude. And now we have the 2 biggest virgins in this movie side by side. Okay, so, to give you guys a rundown of the plot, because I know this movie didn't really explain it well, the Chipmunks are going to school because Dave wants them to, after Dave got injured at the concert. But the more important thing is that we get Toby some pussy. So let's get this cat.
Eagle!
Oh, I bet you think of cooking that eagle, serving them with some chips, yeah? If they have an eagle as a mascot, oh God, they're in Philadelphia, EDP 445 going to get Theodore's cupcake. Eagle! Yeah, hurry up and kill him! Of all the people that I had on my Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Squeakquel bingo card, Wendy Malick wasn't fucking one of them!
There was a minute left and we were down by 2. And I'm like, Coach, I don't care if my leg's broken. Put me in.
Are football jocks like real people? I was never a football player, but the people that I knew who played football in high school, they never took themselves that seriously that they needed to bully people. The only football player I've ever met that had to bully people was Patrick Mahomes.
I can win this.
I never get tired of the story.
Okay, so I'm going to probably piss a lot of people off with this, but let's talk about the creativity of High School Musical. Let me explain. High School Musical had a really good idea of how to branch out and do different things with these character tropes, because they even have a song talking about how you should stick to to what you know, but yet these characters want to express themselves and do different things. And I respect that. I really respect that High School Musical, a film a lot of people would look at and say, oh my God, that shit sucked. I respect that they were able to mess with high school tropes and mess with high school drama and high school stereotypes. And I know it sounds weird because a lot of people don't like High School Musical. I feel like it was able to challenge the school elements way better than this fucking movie that just says, oh, football jocks, ooh, we throw pigskin. Too many people are acting like talking chipmunks showing up in a class is a normal occurrence.
The name's Seville. Alvin Seville.
Also, how desperate are the girls at this school where talking rodents are the hottest men they've seen? Oh, we're tired of mussels and catching pigskin. Oh my god, Theodore's fat!
Now look at me. Look at me!
David Cross is the Jim Carrey to this Batman Forever. He saves easily any scene he's in, not just in this movie, but in all of the movies except for the fourth one, and no wonder nobody liked that one. I mean, nobody liked this franchise in particular, but David Cross made it 20 times better, and I would gladly blow him. Also, it's incredible how one bad performance led to the end of this man's executive career. He is at the he is scraping somebody else's coffee skin, whatever that's called, coffee filter. How big was he in the first movie? Didn't he say he produced for fucking Justin Bieber in 2007? That's a big deal.
Girls, we gotta get out of here.
Possibly the laziest character setup I've ever seen. The Chipettes, the female counterpart to the Chipmunks, are literally just dropped off via a FedEx package, and it's not really explained well as to why they showed up. With this said, clearly they did take some inspiration from the cartoon, because the Chipettes were a real concept in the cartoon. The only problem is, the Chipettes were funny and unique, and in this one, they're pretty much Alvin, Simon, and Theodore with vaginas. Speaking of which, I'm getting demonetized because they are butt-ass naked. Thanks, Fox!
Sat on my window, and they told me I don't need to worry.
This is one of the most uncomfortable experiences I have ever had the unfortunate of watching. They are naked. Alvin and the others wear clothes. Theodore's hoodie is a little too small for that fat bitch, but it takes David Cross way too long to get these girls some clothes. Get them some clothes and get arrested for pedophilia, R. Kelly.
Serious junk in the trunk.
Yeah, little fatty.
Finally, some sane characters. I would have done that the minute I lay eyes on Greenie. So naturally, after two students get attacked by what could be a rabid rodent, the principal of this fine establishment gets distracted by a bobblehead, and then says she's such big fans of the band. So that's why violence is okay. And remember, kids, attacking someone is okay as long as they poke your brother's butt. Yeah, what message does that send to your children that attacking someone is okay if you're famous? Clearly, Dr. Rubin is a fan of Alec Baldwin.
But there is one small ray of hope. Every year, the district sponsors a music competition.
In any other film or show, Wendy Malick would have been a highlight. Unfortunately, this is Alvin and the Chipmunks 2, so any chance of Wendy Malick being utilized is down the drain when you remember that Jason Lee still has a top-billed casting in this movie, despite not being in it very long.
Last time we visited Meerkat Manor, a rival group called the Command...
You know what's really sad about this movie? Not that they felt the need to plug Animal Planet, arguably the most boring TV network, but the fact that I'm unbelievably bored by the actual movie, that Animal Planet actually sounds interesting. Yeah! Meerkats! Fucking crocodiles!
Wait, what is this? What? Oh, you gotta be joking. A taco? In a blanket? Toby.
That's Theodore's taco, and he tried to hide it. Simon, you've lived with this fat bitch for all your life. Y'all were living in a tree. How did he fit in that tree?
Swirlies are the worst.
I like to imagine that Zachary Levi himself got swirlies in high school. It makes me feel better about Shazam 2.
But, you know, that's because I was, like, extremely popular.
How did they make this man look so disgusting in every frame? Dude does not have a normal frame. I'm not one to talk about double chins, clearly. Why does this dude needs to feel the...
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Get it? Because Robert... Oh.
And he catches it! The crowd goes crazy!
It is at the 34-minute mark where I am tired of the seemingly funny gag of their voices sounding like
This.
And I am now seeking any form of humor. As a matter of fact, it has been about 15 minutes since we last saw David Cross, and I would greatly like him now.
What up, dude?
What's up, little
Yeah,
The minute you talk to a chipmunk is the minute you go down the scale of popularity. I don't care if you are the star quarterback. Talking to animals rejects any pussy.
Girls, I'm going to school.
Look at the newspaper. They put the first thing you get when you look up a chipmunk's PNG and put it on the worst background imaginable. That's so blurry.
Rydog is going to teach me how to get pretty girls to do my homework.
First problem, they just call him Rydog. This dude sucks. Second problem, isn't it the other way around? It never happened to me, but pretty girls would always use their looks to get the guys to do their homework, right? That was it, right?
You promised Theodore we'd hang out. Fuck Theodore!
You better listen to your daddy, Alvin. You don't want to get grounded. Oh!
Dude, your name is Rydog. Why are you acting like you are the hottest shit at this school? I would have given you a swirly by now, and that would have been sad shit.
Are you going to pick that up?
Are you going to make me?
Are you gonna make me? You're not my mom. Dude, it's been 30 seconds, and Rydog went from the top of the food chain to table scraps. Hell, table scraps have more street cred than him. He is the gum that you step on. He is not a star quarterback. He looks like Niall Horn if he was in Fresh Beat Band. The minute I make a One Direction reference, you're done.
And you call yourself a jock.
Yes, laugh at him. Call him names.
They're the ones you should be embarrassed by.
Simon has always been the realest one. Let's be honest. Alvin's too full of himself. Theodore sucks in general. Simon the real one.
Shit, they're just as butt ugly as I am.
Oh, and I don't think there's any real chemistry. They're legit female and male Alvin, female and male Simon, and female and male Theodore. There's who of them?
She's like a beautiful green gumdrop.
Of course you're comparing her to food. Have some respect. Eleanor is 20 times better than Theodore. Alright, I fuck with Eleanor. Theodore can just... Dude, William Taft up in a bitch. Bro wants to be queso.
Toby?
Ha.
The first woman to ever talk to this dude. What pussy does to a motherfucker.
They were just...
Ah, watch the drum, dude. I was percussion in band. Oh, God. Nothing dates a movie to 2009 harder than a Katy Perry song. She ain't dropping shit now. Oh, she's got a daughter. Shit, null and void. This man will single-handedly save this movie from 1 out of 5 stars.
To reaffirm their family bond.
What is this? What is this movie's obsession with Animal Planet?
And then I'll put you in a FedEx package and mail you back to whatever tree you came from. Sound good?
Oh great, repeated story elements because it's Alvin and the Chipmunks 2. It doesn't need to do anything fresh and exciting or anything like that. Show me Alvin's face. Oh boom, $1 million at the box office.
You know, have you always been that short?
That's how you address short people? Hey sis, have you always been that short? Well, you might want to work on that.
Aunt Jackie is, in the hospital?
Oh, just to remind you that Jason Lee was casted in this, we have him stressed out after hearing Toby is taking care of the Chipmunks. To be fair, if I heard that Zachary Levi was taking care of my kids, I would probably break hospital equipment too. I'd also steal some of their nice ear swabs because they're free, because I'm paying them to fix my ribs.
I wasn't aware the school even had a litter monitor.
We don't, but don't tell him that.
How dare they do that to my boy Simon? Pick him out of the trash. Get that rodent out of there.
Okay, I am a total jerk. I admit it. So are we cool now?
I do the same thing. My hypothetical brother acts a fool, I'm draining his ass. That's not the face of someone who's upset that his brothers are fighting. He's just thinking,
I wonder if there's any cupcakes in that dumpster.
straight bitch.
Hey, Eleanor, why don't you see if Theodore needs some help?
Go come yourself, you were right there. What, because I'm a chipmunk, I know how to help him? Specious to Twitter with you. Well, I think you look great just the way you are.
Don't try to make them a cute couple. It's working. If it works, I have to apologize to Theodore, and that's not happening.
I know you're gonna put me in. They gotta put me in.
They are not putting you in, little man. You gonna be flattened, destroyed, pancaked. You will be served with butter and syrup.
With some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I hate this animation. It is, I can't. So the Chipettes win the face-off because Alvin is late and Brittany bitches at him. How is this Alvin's fault? Simon did nothing but be a nerd when Alvin was getting popular, which is jealousy, and Theodore existed. This is not Alvin's fault. He's an MVP. He won the school their championship game.
My name is Theodore. I'd like to be in your family.
This dude's so mad that he ran away to the zoo. I can't stand this dude. If I had a choice between a comfy bed and the lion's den, I'm choosing the IKEA joint.
But I'm sorry. I can't let that happen.
The eagle should have eaten him about 10 seconds ago. Enough reminiscing.
Because I know this awesome little barbecue restaurant in the valley that makes the best roasted chipmunk.
So Ian Hawke as a character in 2024 would be canceled immediately because he doesn't like Eleanor because she's short, doesn't like Jeanette because of her glasses, and likes Brittany because she's pretty and skinny. Cancel! Cancel! So the Chipmunks go to rescue the Chipettes, and it's very similar to the finale of the first movie.
In the words of McDonald's, you're fired!
What fucking 7-year-old knows what the Celebrity Apprentice is? That man fired Gilbert Gottfried way too early. My man's was ready.
Do you believe in global warming?
Oh, yes!
Roger that, Alvin! Look out! Whoa! Feels like I'm back at the racetrack.
If there was ever a movie to reference a NASCAR mascot that is no longer in use because of said chipmunks, I would immediately think it's the Squeakquel. Alvin! Oh! When did this movie come out? Yeah, if this movie didn't have a nut shot, I'd be concerned. So they make it to the final performance, and it's decided that they should all live together with Dave, and Dave gets hurt because he needs to get hurt again, and he says the famous line, and thank God it's over. Okay, so that was the Squeakquel. Let's just put it like this. It is the best of the Alvin the Chipmunks quadrilogy. That's not saying much because I don't like any of these movies. I think they're all real big cash grabs and definitely amongst some of the worst cartoon adaptations we got from the 2000s. With that said, I wouldn't go out of my way to say any of them are amongst the worst movies of all time. They're just cash grab kids films that didn't really know what to do with the source material. With that said, I do think there's a little bit of quality with the singing. I think kids will get into the pop songs. It's a good way to introduce this new generation to some of the music of the past. We got a lot of 80s and 90s songs in there. Some early 2000s stuff. I wish these movies took the source material more seriously. Admittedly, that's a little difficult considering the voices all sound like this. And with that said, the Squeakquel is the best one, but that's not saying much. Until next time, Alvin!